Welcome back to another Star vs. the Forces of Evil reviews. I know I'm still behind. God, I'm so behind I don't even want to catch up at this point. Let's just say screw it and move on. But no, here we are. We finally have our first bad episode of the season. 4 episodes in, not bad. And I might as well say, 2 11-minute episodes, only one of them is bad. And it could be argued how bad it actually is. I don't think it's that bad, but I don't care for it, man. I'm so tired.
I am so tired.
Let's get into it. So we start off in Star's room. Hey, Star's room. I think we've seen it before. But she's finally magicked enough to bring Marco's room back. Okay, that's random, and I like it. Just juts out. That's cute. And then a little goblin messenger shows up. Goblin? Something like that. And brings a Ransomgram. And it's that some people whose name I don't remember, and it doesn't matter, their name is probably as generic as their design, have kidnapped his Dragon Cycle Nacho. So now he has to go to the Never Zone and get his Dragon Cycle back. Okay, simple enough episode. The Ransomgrams are a simple setup. So they go to the Never Zone, and of course Marco gets his abs back, and Star wants to tag along because she likes Marco's abs. And then Marco's like, okay, we're going to need help with this to stop the Neverzonians, or whatever their stupid name was. And so he calls Brunzetta? I think that's it. And Star is gazing both of them, right? She's ogling both of them. And, there are a lot of ways to take this. There are a lot of ways I'm presuming people are interpreting it. The obvious one is that Star is bisexual. And if you want to say that, sure, you can go ahead and say that. Honestly, do whatever you get from it, you take from it. You do you, boo. If you want my personal interpretation, I don't see that, mainly because she hasn't shown any even semblance of affection to any other female character. My main thing is Star has a muscle fetish. We've established several times that Star likes Marco's abs, and now this girl shows up and she's all muscly as well, so Star has a muscle fetish, and she just doesn't care who it's on. That's the way I'm reading it, but you read it your own way, you do you, boo. And so Marco, they want this sword back, and they're going to exchange the blade for nachos, because these generic-ass looking ghosts, Neverzonians probably, they're super generic. They're not an interesting threat at all. But they beat them up, and hey, they steal back nachos, and they still have the sword, because the village is kind of a shithole, because they learn from Rosetta that the village is attacked every night by a demon, because the sword was the only thing holding back the demon. Okay, that makes enough sense. So they go back to defeat the demon, and it's a Caledonian boar. It's this giant fire thing. Okay, that makes sense for a village of ice people. They fight it off. Star's also there. I like that she's not like a hindrance or anything. She does kind of help, even if the other two do most of the heavy lifting. But to defeat the beast, they have to put the sword back in, so they have a fight scene. Yeah, it's okay. It's not anything that special. But they're able to seal the boar back up in the sword, but of course the people of the Never Zone are ungrateful because they've been dealing with the boar for hundreds of thousands of years, because who knows how time works in the Never Zone, because stupid. I'm assuming it's like a Jeremy Baramy or something. So Marco says that no, this was his mistake, he caused the village to be destroyed, so he's going to stay back and help them rebuild it. But because it's the Never Zone, he pushes Star back, and within like 10 seconds, he's back. The original Never Zone episode, Running with Scissors, had this like really interesting ending where Marco disappears for like 20 years, and then he comes back to find out no time has passed on Earth at all, but he's grown up and changed. It was this really interesting premise that they did fuck all with. Now they're doing that exact same idea and playing it for a joke. My God, how I hate that. Yes, I am biased against it because the original Running with Scissors was such a great idea that was just utterly wasted. So now playing it as a joke is just super disappointing to me. And that's where the episode ends. I don't care for it. It's not hurting me or anything. Like, it's not... When I say it's bad, it's mostly the inoffensive type of bad. Like, I don't think it's causing any damage. I just think it's a generic, boring episode. The next episode, Lake House Fever, is much like... So there seems to be this tradition in season 4 where an episode is okay, it's pretty standard, and then you get to the last, like, minute or two, and its ending or twist or whatever is just really solid, and it just elevates the entire episode. That's been something out of the, 4 episodes we've seen, divide that into in an all but, well, really the previous one. So, Star's at Tom's place visiting for, like, a beach day. Okay, that's kind of fun. Tom's parents are just... I love the designs. I love their whole relationship thing. They're dynamic. It all works really well. But Star has to go off because she promised that she's going to go meet up with Marco and the Diazes or something like that. But a storm rolls in, so she can't leave. She gets trapped inside the house. She almost gets shot out of the sky. You know how it goes. And so they decide, they're going to stay inside. They're going to play board games, right? They're going to have some fun family time because now Star's stuck. We get Tom's great-grandfather, who is... I don't care for. And then Star goes to help Tom's mom, whose name I don't remember. But clearly something is off. She's mad at Star for something. Star's also kind of a screw-up, I get it. We get this joke about family game night and how they burn down the thing and how every family game night's like this. It's a very cliche joke, but it's still funny. I don't know. I've seen it 1,000 times, but it's true, man. It's so true. But Star calls out Tom and is like, clearly something's wrong. Your mother's upset with me. And he's like, oh, she's the demon queen. Of course she's going to be upset about something. It's okay. So they go through family photos, a picture book. Again, something's off. There's all this stuff with Star, skipping over it. Tom's connection with Star. How he built the carriage for the Blood Moon Ball. Again, I love, in the next scene, they admit that they were teenagers. They did dumb things, because of course they're teenagers. They do dumb things. But it is, even when Tom was doing dumb and stupid things, he was still caring. He still puts in the effort. Tom has been such a great character. He's been developed so well ever since when they redeemed him, halfway through season 2? That was the right move, man. But yeah, so eventually the mother runs off and Star's like, okay, clearly something is wrong. Her and Tom have to talk about it. And they're like, yeah, no, I had anger issues. You had your own problems you had to deal with. We both, right? We were teenagers. We did stupid shit because teenagers do stupid shit. And they're teenagers. They're allowed to do that. Of course, the modern problem comes into the fact that now that everything's on the internet, all of teenager stuff is everywhere, so now anyone can see it. Our parents and our parents before our parents were just as dumb as teenagers, just none of it was written down and preserved forever. But Tom admits that he knows that Star kissed Marco, and technically vice versa. Which, okay, and he's like, okay, they were trapped by a demon, or the stupid booth goblin, or whatever his name was, They were trapped, right? They were forced into a scenario, and he is completely understanding about that. He gets why it happened, right? He gets the setup that they were forced to do it, and he's not really holding it against Star. He wished Star would have told him, instead of him having to find out from Marco, but he's willing to move past it. Which leads me to my big thing about this episode. Tom is too good for Star. Tom has grown up so much. He has evolved so much. He's become a better person. And Star kind of hasn't. I think Tom is too good for Star. I mean, I still like their relationship. I think it's an interesting dynamic. But yeah, no, this episode really solidifies that. But then you get the part of the episode I love. Tom admits that, okay, he needed to talk to this with somebody, so he told his mother. Star freaks out about this, and from my perspective, this is the right thing to do. It's important to talk to people about things that trouble you, and in a healthy relationship, I know this won't apply to everyone, a mother is a good person to do that with. I totally get where Tom's coming from. I think he did the right thing. It's a very positive message to teach, and I really enjoyed that they actually went through with it. That's great. I do believe that stories are told because of their morals. So a good moral can do a lot for an episode. And I think this episode, at least in that front, with Tom and talking to his mother, has a really good moral. So that saves a lot of credit for me for the episode. At least personally. But Star freaks out and tries to run off. Something bad's gonna happen. Tom gets swept out to sea, so Star goes out and is able to save him. The mother's happy, he's okay. And then you find out the mother, because they're in hell, that the storm was caused by the mother, that she can create emotional storms. And this entire thing was her emotional storm, presumably over Star and Tom hanging out. It tracks. Okay. And then the ending is, one more picture for the photo book of the two of them. Part of me wishes that the photo, when she takes it, it was the photo of Tom and Star, and it changed the photo of Star and Marco, right? She had changed history. That would have been fascinating. Because as I've made clear on several occasions, I don't care for the Star and Marco ship. I believe they work much better as friends. And even though I think Tom is too good for Star, I still like their relationship, and I hope they end up together. And I think based on this episode, because going into it, especially with the whole talk halfway through, and there's clearly something wrong with Star and the mom, I was like, oh god, is this going to be the breakup episode? Because, this is the final season. They're going to have to address it at some point. And going into this, I was like, this is going to be the breakup episode. So when we get to the end here and it's not, I'm like, oh my god, I think they're actually going to stick with it. Just goes to show the Tom and Marco ship, or the Star and Marco ship, Tom and Marco's, whatever, you do you, boo. But Star and Tom, I'm all aboard it. Also, you killed my ship, so I'm going to kill yours. If I can't be happy, nobody can be. And yeah, that's the episode. It's okay for the most part, but the ending does something pretty good. And I think that one scene, more than enough, makes it a pretty good episode. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.